It's 6 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting to order.
Opperly. Barton.
Here.
Butterfield.
Here.
Handback.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
Spar.
Here.
Warham.
Here. If everybody's had a chance to look at the minutes for the June 26th meeting, we have no amendments. I hear a motion for approval.
There was just one, the copy that got mailed, and these are just real minor, but in the section headed other business, it just, business wasn't, there's a typo there. I don't know
Okay.
how, and then at the very bottom, it says the next regular scheduled meeting is Monday, May 22nd. That should probably say July 24th.
Okay.
That's the only thing, other than that, just to make them accurate. With those, I'd move they're approved.
Second.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
For our first case tonight, council is going to read just a short description of the zoning board.
Thank you. Public hearing is being held tonight pursuant to published notice. Any person wishing to address the zoning board will be sworn in by our court reporter and will give their testimony under oath or affirmation. At the conclusion of the public hearing, the zoning board of appeals will make its determination. 4 yes votes are required to obtain the approval of the zoning board. For a variation, the zoning board's task is to determine whether an applicant meets certain legal requirements. Variation procedure is not intended to evaluate whether a proposed variance is a good idea. The zoning board of appeals cannot grant a variance unless it finds the evidence presented before it proves, among other factors, that because of the particular physical surrounding shape or topographical conditions of the specific property involved, a particular hardship to the owner would result as distinguished from a mere inconvenience if the strict letter of the regulations were to be carried out, and further that the conditions upon which variation is based are unique to the property for which the variance is sought and not applicable generally to other property within the same zoning classification. The other factors are set forth both in Illinois law and in the village code. Unless the zoning board finds that all of the applicable legal criteria are met, the zoning board cannot by law grant the applicant a variance. Thank you.
Okay, with that, our first case tonight, number 17-09. Susan Falk is requesting a variance for property located at 1432 South 2nd Avenue. Petitioner seeks a variance for ordinance 78-30 relative to setbacks. Required front setback is 25 feet. The new covered porch would be 21 foot 5 from the property line, resulting in a variance of 3 foot 7 inches. Casey, you want to come in and step up in front of Arlene? She can swear you in.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Thank you. Go up there and state.
My name is Casey Baldovan. Address is 108 North Louisiana, Morton, Illinois.
You can just give a brief summary of what happened and
Yeah.
what you guys want.
So we were contacted earlier this spring, early summer, to take a look at putting the covered roof over the porch. Got out there was a large chunk of concrete that had been poured the previous year. So we filled out the permit, under the assumption on our part that had been given a variance due to the size of it. I want to say it's like 18 feet or 19 feet by like 7-11. We were tasked with filling out that piece of paper in addition to the building plans that we had drawn up. When we came back, we kind of were under the understanding we would be all right once we paid for the permit. Once that page was filled out and turned back in, we were notified that we would need a variance. At that point, we had already, stood up a couple posts and put the roof on. So we stopped construction, filled out everything necessary for the variance. In the meantime, she was getting her roof shingled, so we did have them shingle that so that the tie-in would be dried in. But we didn't continue any construction past that point. So yeah, I guess we're just looking for the variance so we can get dialed in.
Yeah, no, I think it makes the house look really nice. I know how it didn't work out with, as far as getting the variance first for the pad, but I don't see any harm in it. I don't know. Anybody else have any questions? If nobody has a question, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we grant case number 17-09 under 1010 2C as stated.
I'll second
Yeah, just make sure nobody else wants to comment.
Does anybody want to comment about this case? Give me that roll, please.
Butterfield,
Yes.
Hanback,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Spar,
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Barton.
it. Yes.
Approved.
You can finish her up, and we
Thank you, guys.
appreciate you stopping and
Appreciate
waiting to see if you could legally do it. All right.
We can write the permit now.
Yeah, now you can do the permit. So you can stop in to see Roger tomorrow, 8 o'clock. All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Okay, with that, do we have any other business?
Nothing.
All right. Well, with that, do I hear a motion for adjournment?
I move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.